Hey there, Warhawk. So in this video, we're going to talk about Washington's role in establishing the presidency. So if you think about, we've got this constitution that we've created, this new government has been created, and we've got to really figure out how it's all going to work. They've had legislative branch before, and people have done that job. They've had the job of judges before, but the United States has never had a president. And so, what is the role? How is Washington going to handle that position that is so going to be so important to the success of the nation and this new government? Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at today. So just like we would do in any class, we're going to start off with a warm up. And so what I want you to do is to look at, is go ahead and create the 12 box outline that we've been working on. And I want you to create the first 5 boxes and include as many of the bullet points that you can remember so far that we've learned. And so you can pause the video, create that, and then we'll be right back. All right, so now that you've done that, you can check your work and see how you did in creating the 12 box outline, see what you were able to do, check your bullet points. If there's anything that's missing or incorrect, go back and correct that and fix that and make sure you've got it in there the correct way. So you can pause the video here again to double check. Okay, so like I said, today we're looking at Washington is the president and kind of the things that he does, and everything he does is really going to set the stage for future presidents. And so he faced some big issues, though. If you'll remember, some of the big issues that were going on was paying off the war debt had to be done. That was part of the problem under the Articles of Confederation. There was no way to really do that effectively, and so that's a problem still. They still have a large debt. How much control is this central government going to have? That was one of the big debates with between the Federalist and Anti-Federalist, and so the Federalist assured the Anti-Federalists that the central government their power would be carefully monitored and watched and checked, and so all of that is being done. Has to be figured out. What is that going to look like right now? And so that's another big issue that he faces. And then going along with that war debt is this economic system. And is it going to be a stable economic system? How's that going to work? And what's the best way to support a growing American economy? And then finally, building the military is also going to be an issue. What is that going to look like? Will there be a standing army? Who will lead that? And what will that look like? Will be some of the major issues that faced President Washington. And then finally, some of the major precedent issues and that he faced was as being first president is these precedents. And so precedent is an earlier action that is considered an example for future actions in similar circumstances. And so you'll see he played an important role in setting an example for future presidents. Some of the big ones that he sets, he didn't run for more than 2 terms. He was elected the first time, and then he's elected a second time, and he resigns. He does not serve a 3rd term. He would have easily won re-election had he chosen to, but he didn't. And so he resigns, once again showing that he considers what is good for the nation above his own perhaps desires. Although he certainly said that he was ready to go back to Mount Vernon and retire to his farm or his plantation. He sets an executive cabinet. He picks executive cabinet members, and he picks a very high level people that are experts in their field. Thomas Jefferson is the Secretary of State. He picks Alexander Hamilton as his Secretary of the Treasury. And so those 2 brilliant minds are both going to be in his cabinet. And so setting the example that picking the best people that you can for your cabinet is one of the things that he does. And then finally, he says, you know what, we're going to be neutral. As a nation, he issues this proclamation of neutrality, saying that we're not going to be getting involved. We don't want to be pulled into European wars and the fight between France and Great Britain, which happens regularly during this time. And so he says that we need to stay neutral, and we do not need to get involved in European affairs to be always pulled into their problems when they really have very little to do with us. This is not going to be an easy solution, though. There's going to be problems with neutrality. That's going to be challenged time and time again, not just during his presidency, but during future presidents as well. So that is some of the key things with Washington's presidency. Now that you've kind of gone over these notes, you should watch the other video, answer the questions over that, over that video, and there is a crossword for you to do as well.